Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS. Chrisleys.
They're out of jail.
I saw that and I thought of you.
Yeah, thank you. So, if you're unaware, Todd and Julie Chrisley have been pardoned. And I was watching a TikTok about this the other day, and the most liked comment I read at the top, and it said something, and I love this. It said that no matter what side you're on with politics, we can all agree that Savannah Chrisley did everything she could to get herself in front of the president, to get her parents out of jail. And that itself is what should be focused on and commended, because that girl stopped at nothing. So, of course she's going to wear the Make America Great Again gear. This man got her parents out of jail. Now, on the flip side, I watched TikTok last night, and it went through the emails that Todd sent again. And listen, they weren't innocent. But they're out. They're crying. The punishment.
How long was he in for?
They were both in for 2 years. So he was supposed to be in for 12. She was supposed to be in for 7. For reference, Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore did something very similar, and he got 8 months. And I think a big portion of that was parole at home.
Yeah.
So 12 years, 8 months, big difference. That was the reason they got pardoned.
Yeah.
They did serve 2 years in jail each.
Yeah.
I think, good for them. They're also filming a TV show, and we got that coming right at the gate.
Oh, they are? With Bravo or someone else?
No, it's not Bravo. It's I think it's USA, which is who they were with before.
Okay.
So Savannah was filming something about getting her parents out when this happened. So did you see the video of Todd? They were leaving the prison, and he's in the back seat, already yelling at Savannah about doing something wrong.
No.
It was just we didn't
He's
lose
back.
him. We didn't lose him in there.
He didn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
So
I'm very excited to watch the show, and I'm very excited to watch their comeback, because I think they're a great family, and I'm just excited to see what the future holds for them. I think it's going to be a lot bigger and brighter than what they had previously.
Yeah. Now, if he pardons Shinshaw, I will be like, no, sir. But
no.
I did.
I think the punishment there matches her crime.
Yeah, but I did think, from kind of what everyone was saying online, I felt like the sentence was really a lot compared to other people that did kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. Savannah worked, regardless, I agree. Savannah worked so hard for her family. Also, I always think about the trauma it has on, that's a very traumatic thing for,
and that
her
girl
to go
went through a
and,
lot while her parents were gone. Remember, she was dating that guy that was almost murdered by his wife?
Yeah.
And then she had that fiance that died in, was it a motorcycle accident?
Yeah, she's been through a lot.
She's been through a lot. Then she took on raising her brother, and I think she was raising the youngest adopted child that they had. Because Todd and Julie adopted their son's daughter.
Yes.
Remember that, Chloe? And I think she had to then take that on. So
no, I think
she's
she's a really strong person. I really like Savannah. And, honestly, that family, I've met a lot of people in the Bravoverse, and that family has always been so kind and supportive and just wonderful people too. I don't know. I'm always like, if you're nice to me, I will be, I will never forget somebody's kindness. And Todd was really, really sweet. And when I did Savannah's podcast, they were just so lovely. And he was going to go to jail pretty soon after that. And he came in and made a big effort to say hi to Brandy and I, and to see how we were doing. And I don't know, it's just really, so good job, Savannah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to show my future kids this story and be like, here is what you do. This is the textbook version of a good child.
Yes, you fight for me.
Anything ever happens to daddy, you go to the president.
Yes, you fight for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, so no, I for one, super happy for them.
Yep, me too.
Yep. So, but I did not read, I didn't read anything, I don't know anything about the case like you did, so I'm guessing he was guilty. Is what you're saying? They were guilty.
Yeah, no, there was definitely wrongdoing.
Yeah.
But did it deserve 12 years in jail? No.
Was it kind of the same thing that Teresa and her husband?
Essentially,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, that's what I would guess.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing. How long did they get? Teresa got
8 months. I think Joe got 2 years.
Okay, so that's about what they served then, 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about what they served. That punishment seems normal then, yeah.
I mean, they were definitely trying to make And well, so now Todd's out of jail.
Uh-huh.
And Todd is on a warpath. And that is to go after these people that unjustly sentenced him.
Yeah.
Because Todd Chrisley was busy in jail, and he posted a video on Instagram, and he is naming full names.
Good for him.
So he has a list of people he's going after and what they've done, and there are a lot of people that were in charge of their sentencing that are no longer employed by the, I think it's the state of Georgia. And he has spent his time figuring out why, and he is ready to play ball.
Yes.
And I guarantee you, play with it he will, because
yes, that will be his whole, the whole show that they have will literally be him just destroying one person.
Probably. But I did read that there was some interview given by one of the staff members of the jail that Todd really invested in the people that were in this jail with him as well. Or was it jail or prison? It was prison. It was federal prison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he really used his time to pour into others, and all the people that worked the jail had great things to say about him, although he didn't have great things to say about his living conditions or the food.
I'm sure the food's horrible.
I don't think it was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to watch their show.
No, me too. You know, I think just kind of goes to show you, like, especially with financial stuff, and I think in reality TV world, a lot of people kind of in the beginning get caught up in feeling like they have to portray this image that maybe isn't honest or accurate. But I also think that that is a big learning thing for a lot of people. I think people even outside of the reality TV world get caught up in putting on these airs and like getting themselves in positions where they shouldn't be and making really bad lifelong consequence decisions. So anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same reason. I don't know why they were taking out these fraudulent loans to begin with. Because I remember whenever they started their show, they were supposed to have this like 40,000 square foot like store, like a Neiman Marcus they were trying to start. And that didn't pan out. And I think the total of the loans was like 30 or 40 million. It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's the same. Teresa took out her loans to put on a front for the show. Like it was to finish the house. It was to have capital to look like they had it. And I remember there was some interview after, or some like special that was done on the Kardashians after Keeping Up with the Kardashians was done. And Kim talked about how up until like season 3, she was like at the max of her credit card limit every month, just buying stuff to have to wear to these red carpet events.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of faking it till you make it.
There is. I mean, I would totally agree. I mean, and that's kind of the sad part. I mean, I even cleaned up, this is so stupid, but I was cleaning up my closet the last 2 days. I gave my sister so many clothes, and half of it's stuff I bought because I had to wear something for one episode. I didn't even love the stuff. You know, that's the sucky part is you have to buy so much crap, you don't even really like it. Like it's something I would never really buy if I didn't have to have 55 outfits. So I get how people, especially on reality TV, can get themselves into those positions. Also, I think people come in with the notion of they're going to be making so much money, right? Like I'm going to be famous. I'm going to make so much money that this is just for a short period. Well,
and that's what Teresa and Joe's defense was.
Yeah, like I could see that. I could see them not realizing that you really don't make good money till season 3.
There are a lot of expenses.
I could not. I will tell you this much. After even season 5, I could not pay our living. If it was me providing for Travis and I, we would have a very different lifestyle than we do now. There's no way.
Yeah. Lisa Rinna recently went on someone's podcast and talked about, I think they were asking her like if she'd go back, and she was like, yeah, but like things would have to be different with my contract, because she was like, I spent so much money on hair and makeup and so much money on clothes that I don't keep. She was like, that money I made on Housewives is so far gone.
Yeah. I was not, for some reason, I invested most of mine. So I feel like I maybe spent 25%. So I'm happy with that, because I could be the old lady that lived in her shoes and has like shoes and clothes and that's it. And I didn't. But I could see how a lot of people do, because especially if you're trying to keep up this certain appearance, it's got to be hard. I think Beverly Hills would be the hardest one to be on.
Oh, I'm sure.
By far, yes.
Yeah, and then you have to throw a party. That party has to be good.
Yeah. I mean, even like look at Dorit, like everything that she wore. I think maybe she tamed it down a little bit with the divorce season, this past season. I don't know if she was but I mean, she would have Chanel. I mean, like her whole, like everything would be labels. And
I think everything changed across like the housewife universe as far as like how much money you're expected to spend when Erica Jane came on.
100%. Even I felt that on our show. Like I felt like everybody then, it was all about the fashion, where before I did not really feel that way. It set an expectation and a standard that probably wasn't placed on us, but I think if you aren't that person who's fabulous, then the audience is like, what are they doing here, right?
Right, yeah.
So there is this expectation where, oh crap, I have to bring it on all the cast events. I have to make sure I have a good look. I have to make sure that my confessionals are, good. It is very, it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
And expensive.
And very, very, very expensive. It was very expensive, yes. Yeah. Which is why Trey became my stylist and we started pulling things, and that's when I became smart. Work smarter, not harder.
That's right.
Yes. But yeah.
So Zach and I are selling our house again.
Oh, how long has it been on the market?
5 days.
Okay, how is it going?
Okay, I mean, like, I feel like this time I told Zach, I was like, we're not going to make an offer until we have an offer on our house because I don't want to get his hopes up again.
No, I would not even look at homes until you have an offer.
Look at homes. Because I need there to be option A, B, and C. And
Okay.
so we have an option A, B, and C. But I just don't need to go through the emotional warfare again.
Yeah.
With him.
No, I get it.
So we're going slow and steady. But let me tell you, keeping your house showing ready is so awful.
No, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. It's like you're living in a museum.
You know what? You should just really push for those open houses. That way it's just one and done.
Yeah, but even then, it's like people just want to come see it, and you're like, okay, yeah, you can, but like, I got an hour to get my dogs out.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine having kids doing this.
No.
That would be,
It would be horrible. This is why you just have to figure this out before you have children and get in your forever home.
Just exhaust me. And then the night before, we had an open house this past weekend, and the night before, my neighbor, for some reason, decided to have a fiesta. Like a fiesta until 4 a.m. Like there was a mariachi band. They were outside.
Oh, that's so fun.
And it was fun until I went out in the yard and there were all these like beer bottles in my yard. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Is this like a frat house?
Wait, how did the beer bottles get in your yard?
I don't know.
Like, do you not have you have a gate?
But I was up. I heard their fiesta. Well, they were in my front yard. I heard their fiesta until 4 a.m. And so I wasn't bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Oh, and you have to, and you're the realtor, so you have to work it.
I had to look, happy to be there.
Yes. Is it odd having to be the realtor and sell your own home? Because
a little bit.
Do you tell people like this is my home?
Yeah, I mean, there's pictures of me everywhere.
Oh my God. They're like, this is his home and he's a narcissist. Okay, so how is that? Like, do people ever say something negative and you're like, I will kill you?
Well, sometimes I'm gonna like sit and wait and see if they have negative feedback, but they really don't because I'm like, this is my house. And people are going to be like, if they know it's your house, they're going to be nice about it.
Yeah. They'll trash talk you outside of it.
Let's see. Yeah. But I got cameras out there for that reason.
Yeah. Do you ever catch anything like in other homes that you're like looking at or selling where people say something in like a Ring doorbell?
No, but I always make sure that like clients are aware, like, hey, there's a Ring doorbell and the owner is absolutely watching this footage. This did not happen to me. This happened to another agent in our office. They were leaving a house and he made them aware, like, hey, there's cameras. And they were saying something about like how much work the house was going to need and the inspection was going to probably pull up X, Y, and Z. So afterwards, after they submit their offer, they'll come in and ask for more repairs. And because the selling agent sent that to the buyer's agent and was like, we're not working with you.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So those cameras will get you caught.
Yeah, so don't say anything that you don't want them to know.
Nope.
Now, I'm horrible because I like to give feedback to so don't invite me to go look at a house that you may want to buy because I will tell you what I think. I'm not going to hold back because it's not, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like this.
We saw this
like
condo in Whitefish, and Stephanie told this poor agent everything that he needs to tell the builder that he messed up on. And the list was long. And it was all her personal preferences. It was like what would make Stephanie feel more comfortable.
The world's personal preference. It was everybody would feel the same.
She was like, these dark cabinets make me depressed. And it was like
I just said what I think happened. I said, I feel like what happened is, and this is the truth, I know this is probably what happened, I guarantee you, is they went to the little home buy-in places, and they were like, because every single one of them looked totally different too, which kind of drives me crazy. Like, not like a little different, but like it was like a hodgepodge. They were like, what flooring is 80% off? I'll take that. And then that flooring is also 80% off. Okay, I'll take that. Okay, what cabinets are 80%? And like they found everything on clearance and bought it all, and then decided to try to make it work. And they were asking way too much for. They should have had a designer. Also, this is my thing with builders: have a designer. Like, do not try, and make sure it's a girl or a gay guy. Yes.
I tell every client that. I'm like, you can always tell when there's a straight man, a Home Depot credit card, and a dream.
Yes, and
or
that's
if a girl or gay was involved.
And that's what the ones I was looking at were. They were like over $1 million for tiny, right? But it was a straight man, a Home Depot with a dream. That's exactly what it was. And I just called it as I was a girl. If I'm going to be spending $1 million+ on a condo, this is not I want more. I want to feel like effort was put in, not like this was what's on sale.
Yeah, no, she took these people's confidence and like slam dunked it in the trash can.
First, before I did, I said, "Hey, is this your project?" And he said, "No, I'm just the realtor." And I said, "Okay, I would like to tell you some things."
If it was, she just said the same thing. And then she left. She's like, "I like it," and I was like, "I wouldn't have guessed that based on your feedback."
Well,
she drives a hard bargain.
I really do. Like he's like, that bitch is not coming back. But you know what?
And then he'll be shocked when you do.
Yeah.
Have any of those sold?
Huh?
Have any of those sold?
I don't know, because I haven't looked lately, because let's be honest, the market's not been great. So I'm just like, now I'm focused on just, getting out of my stuff that I have going on right now. I don't know, but here's the deal. So then I went back to Whitefish and I saw these other condos that were more pricey, but they were a 10 out of 10. They had either, I'm telling you, a gay man with unlimited cash to make it look fabulous, or a woman. You can just tell that everything was done perfectly. Like everything kind of went together, the flowed, right? Like your eyes weren't like the other one. I felt like I was twitching almost. Like it was so bad. It was just everything clashed, right? It was not good. And also the pictures that they told me was going to be at the cabinets were not the cabinets. I was expecting some like really cool, like icy blue, beautiful. It was brown. I'm like, this is deception. Like that's why you always have to look at the finished thing. Like never look at those pictures and say you're going to put a bid on something. Like see what it actually looks like, because nothing looked like what they said it was going to look like. No.
So I have a new problem, and I don't know if this is like, I think I figured out why I have this problem. I think it's because I own a coffee shop now. I never get anxious. And all of a sudden, I've been getting anxious.
Because you're probably drinking too much caffeine.
I think I'm drinking too much caffeine. Which I've never had that problem with before. Like, I can mainline a Celsius at 5 a.m. and we're good to go. And then I can have another one at like 12. And like, I'm set for the day.
Or are you living in the moment? Are you worried about the future? Because I think that's where I get nervous. If I'm not focused on the present, I'm focused on everything that could go wrong, that hasn't gone wrong, that maybe in, the next day or
I'm really not a glass half full.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Or maybe you just have too much on your plate.
No.
Well, I don't know. Just drink less coffee. It's not that hard.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Or decaf. It's not that hard. You really are somebody that does not need to have caffeine anyway. Even
That's
after
fair.
a Celsius, I will tell you this much. We used to go to the same gym because he talked me into it because he wanted a month free membership is kind of what I gathered. He was like, "Oh, you should join Equinox." And I said, "Oh, yeah, we'll go together. That'd be so fun." And then, he got a free month because I joined, which is fabulous. And then after that month, he quit. And I was there for a while. For another year. You had multiple people under you, though. He probably had half a year for free. Oh, yeah. And then I was in it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm here by myself now. But he would go to the gym. I would walk in, and he would be moonwalking on the treadmill because he was looking at, like, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and he would forget to walk sometimes. So it would, like, the treadmill would go backwards, and then he would catch up, and then you were never that hard of worker, even with a Celsius.
Yeah, so maybe it's the caffeine.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
I was like, maybe it's age? No.
Maybe.
Does that happen?
Just getting older is stressful. But you're not that old yet, so you're
No.
good. You're going to be 30, though.
I know.
What are we going to do for your birthday?
Well, so initially I wanted to go to Thailand, and then they had an earthquake, and I was like, that would kind of dampen my mood. And then I looked at the flight time.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
So I think I want to do Tulum, but I've been planning this trip in my head, and then I started putting numbers to the trip that I had planned in my head, and it's going to cost more than my wedding.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, this is a great time to discuss this with you and the world. Do you feel like if I'm planning this like big fabulous trip? Never mind. I answered my question.
What?
Well, okay, so I want to rent this house. There's this house in Tulum that it's actually like 2 houses that hold like 30 people. But the one thing I hate about renting a house is then everyone has an opinion on their room. So I'm like, I would rather just pay for the house than other people chip in and then they have an opinion on what room they stay in. I would rather not deal with that. I would rather fork over a shit ton of money than have to hear people complain.
I would okay, so this is different, but I think you can probably get them at decent rates depending on high or low season. Have you checked the price of the house? Because we've rented homes in Mexico before for our like company stuff, and we'll just rent. But we always just rent the house out for like a week or whatever, and then we will go and just place a gift basket in everyone's room so nobody has a say. Like, there's your gift. I'd be grateful.
I don't know. That's what I hate about like an Airbnb or a VRBO. Like, I'd rather go to a hotel where everyone can pick what size room they have, and then it's not my problem. But then I'm like, if I just pay for the house, that's fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for the house, and I'm going to have everyone else split the cost. It'll be like $1,000 a person.
Oh yeah,
because I want to do like a little yacht day. I want to have like a chef. I want like that stuff.
Well, most of those homes come with chefs. So I would make that part of it, and then just ask everyone to do $1,000, and then that pays for like the food, the chef. Most of those homes are staffed, which is why Mexico is so great. Yeah. I've never rented a big villa in Mexico without a chef and some sort of staff. Because you don't. I mean, that's what's fun.
No,
if not, go to a hotel because then that's kind of what's great because you have somebody making you drinks. You have somebody.
Yeah, and it comes with the staff. You have to like pay for like the food and the groceries and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I think that's fair. Like, if you invite people on a fabulous trip, it's like, all right, it's $1,000 a person. But also, I want people to like, buy their flight and like confirm their trip too. So they get a little skin in the game. Is that a good idea? Do we like that?
Yeah, I think Tulum's great. Yeah.
I've already assigned your room. It's a good one.
I know it is. I know, you know me. I know. I will, yeah. I'll tell you who to get the bad rooms to. If you got a bad, just kidding. Thank y'all so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.